talk to you about the framework we're currently developing for enabling a multiplayer, multi-platform, and multi-game experience. So, where are we coming from? We are a small game company, and like 2 years ago, we started to make games. A lot of people approached us, like, why you don't make your games more like put like multiplayer features in them? And then we started to look at existing frameworks because we obviously didn't want to reinvent the wheel, and we could not find a framework that is providing the capabilities that we like expected from a framework from mobile. And this is some of our requirements. It's supposed to be a lightweight framework, lightweight from the UI, from the resources, from the bandwidth usage, especially for Android. And it's supposed to be integrated really easy. So I don't want to think about connection handling and handling different messages, handling different games, and just like do my own game logic and not worry about anything else. And the last point, which is I think one of the most important and most lacking things, it's reaching the critical mass. But the technology like a framework cannot provide you users. So I will show you what I mean with critical mass. So let's say you have this small rocket game. You have a cool indie game, you have a couple thousand users, and they really like it and they want to play multiplayer. And then what happens is they come into your game, into your lobby, whatever you have, and someone comes in like in the afternoon and he goes into the lobby and nothing's going on. It's a graveyard, no one's in there. And he will maybe stay for a couple of minutes and wait till someone shows up. And then he will leave frustrated, might never come back. And the same thing can then happen again when the next player comes, and this is over and over again. So our idea is we need to solve this somehow, and we thought, what about when we add another game into this pool, into this environment, so we can put together all our user bases, our player bases, and increase the chance of overlap that people actually meet, and then they can decide what they want to play, if they want to play billiard or the rocket game. And but you need to think of, like, some people asked us, okay, but I don't want to like give my players to other games. Like, I earned them really hard. But you have to think it out of the user experience, because if you provide a feature like this, and the user cannot play, he will be unsatisfied and maybe never come back and return to your game. And so you would have lost this play anyway. So you could also give it away, and maybe for that reason he will come back. And on the other hand, in return, you get the same service back, right? So if another game has players they cannot match, these players could come to you. So if we add more players and games to that, you see what could happen especially on mobile devices where players come and go really quick, not like on consoles or Xboxes, that mobile and more casual games, it's way more important to have capabilities like this. So I would like to talk to you a little bit how we managed to implement this. So on the backend side, we have a server that's coded in Node.js, which can handle a lot of connections at the same time and can be put into a cloud and have multiple nodes, so it's easy scalable and can be all over the world. And then we connect to the service with our own game protocol and a socket.io connection. And socket.io is based on WebSockets, and it's really nice because you have a full duplex connection, but it also gives you features like heartbeat and all these things you need when you are on a mobile phone where you really have a shaky connection which you cannot rely on. And then you come to the mobile device, and then you have all the games, and then we have like our own little router in there who manages all of that. And what is important about that there's only one router for all the games you have installed. So this means you only have one socket.io connection, because, for example, on Edge, you're not allowed to open up infinite connections to the server, so we can bind all of them over one and minimize bandwidth and memory usage. And then all you need to think about is how to send game messages to this router, and we will take care of the rest. So basically all you need to do is you create a bundle. So this is really common for Android, and because bundles are a nice container to transport data, and you can just put these data, whatever you want to have in there. So maybe it's a XY position, maybe it's a play you're going to shoot at, whatever you need. And then you pass it to us, to the match ID, to the match we should associate it with. So you can play multiple instances of the same game with different players, and we know to which game we sent that. And we use then inter-process communication to send it to our router, and then we'll send it to the other player. And on the other side, all you need to do is you have a callback listener, you get this bundle, you read out the data from the other side, and then you just update your game logic, whatever you need. And this is basically all you need to do for communication. And because this is platform independent, so it works on Android, iOS, and web. And when I mean Android, I mean tablets as well as phones, and also other platforms like that supports Android, for example, BlackBerry, and obviously Android platforms that are specialized in gaming like Ouya, that we will also especially target them. And so this is what you can do then, is this means you can play maybe with a friend, or even your mom, maybe, because she doesn't have a cell phone, so she can sit on her computer and play the game with you, and you can sit on your phone, and everybody can play together, and there's no like boundaries because you're not on the same system. So what you can do, you can play multiple games in multiple matches of these games on one phone, and we will take all care of the management, and all you need to do is this passing back and forward. So I hope you get the picture of this, that this is easy, scalable, and connecting players all over the world to enable gaming how it's supposed to be on mobile, like on a good mobile experience, so specialized for that. And so how we visualize this, how to create this, I will maybe show you a little bit of the UI. For example, this is the lobby, and here you can see how we want to show this to the user. So you have here, for example, a game. It's called Molecule, and this is all the games of Molecule that you are somehow involved in. So, for example, I'm playing with player 1 right now, and it's my turn. So I click on this, and I get into the game and can make my move. And then I also have another game where there's 3 players in there, and then you see these beacons, these colored ones, and I will explain to you what they mean, because, for example, on mobile, you never know when a player is actually there or not. So we have like a check-in system, and when a game checks in that it's there, then the player is green, so you know that he's currently online and currently playing the game, because, for example, imagine you're playing something like Scrabble, and you don't know if this player is right now thinking what word he should choose, or he's just not there and you're just staring at the screen waiting for something to happen. And so you see, for example, player 3 is currently offline. And then you see that these squares here are not connected. So this means this is still the initialization phase, where still players can join. And once the game started, these beacons connect, and you know that the game started because all the players are connected and they can play the game. And here, down there, like this is the red line. This indicates that this is the games that I'm currently playing in. And down there, you see a list of games that I still can join. So, for example, here's a game of Gravity Wins, and I could join this game right now. And so I would like maybe to show you a quick demo how we can how we play this on multiple screens. Like we have a demo for you where a browser can play with an Android phone on one simple drawing game. So here it's colors a little bit odd. Let's see if I well, rather leave it like that. So here see the game, the lobby, and so you have a little chat here, some statistics about the framework, and some more information. And okay, so I opened a couple games here, and you maybe can join one, or I can host another one. Should I?
Yeah, why not trying to join?
Okay. So we have here. This is a list of all the games that are installed on this phone. So we crawl through the package manager and detect all the games that support launch and show it in here. So it doesn't matter from which game you open the library or you open the lobby, you can always start any game. So you don't need to switch the games in between. Once you're in the lobby, you can play any game. So I host like a sample game. I hope really that the internet connection is working here, because a couple times it did not work.
Mm-hmm.
Could you join?
Yeah.
You know which one?
One or two.
One of the two, let's see. Is it this one? Yeah. So here he's drawing a little game, so you see how fast it can be. It also can be live or also round-based. And we have here like a simple drawing game. It doesn't do much, but you see that we can stream live games right now. But we would encourage you to more do round-based games, because we believe that especially when you're walking around, like maybe you're on the bus or something, and you play a game that then you want to like pause the game and then resume it again. Right, and you want to like resume multiple games and at the same time, or like at different times, and then you also want that the other player is notified. And I think this is nice solutions, but we don't want to restrict you to just round-based games. It should be open to anything. So you can have games that support multiple player sizes, and you can also set up host options. For example, if your game have different levels or different difficulties, then you can set this all up, and we manage everything for you, and then we pass just this data to you through an intent, and maybe we can show you a little code demo how easy it is to integrate this into a game. Okay. So what we have here is like a sample the activity you just saw here. And so what it has basically two things. You need one interface to talk to and one interface to get data from. So this controller is something where you can send, for example, your message to and send some other information to the server. And what your class needs to implement is this launch game callback. So I will explain to you what it will do for you. For example, we have this check-in method. So for every player that comes into the game, so what I mean with check-in is when a player checks into your activity of your game. So for example, think about you have a game that needs a lot of loading levels and stuff like that. So you want to know when the other player is done with everything. And then you get the name of this player, and then you can show this player is ready. And then we have also a convenience method. If you have like 10 players in your game, then we have this on-player checked in. And when you have a synchronous game, then you can send like, now can the game start? Because all the players are in the activity and ready to play. And then we have here again the receiving game message, just the bundle like I explained. And we have a checkout method. For example, imagine you play a game like Paint here, and the players need to always be in there, because otherwise it's unfair. Then, for example, when a player checks out, you can pause the game, for example, or save the game state. So you could, for example, do this on destroy or on stop from your activity. And okay, so what you need to do is basically when you have your activity, you need to bind your activity to the service and register yourself as a callback listener. And when you register as a callback listener, you should also check in with the match ID that the lobby passed to you via the intent. So through the intent, we call your activity and we let you know all the information you need. For example, the match ID, all the players that are in this game, and maybe some configuration options you passed us before. And then we can let everybody know that you're in the game, and the game can start. And yeah, when you close the activity, then you unregister again and unbind the service. And then we have this little view, like the drawing view. And here you see at my point, this is like the drawing thing. So we just created the bundle, put the XY position in there, and sent this to the launch controller, to this instance of the controller, the match ID and the bundle. And you can maybe use this bundle also for yourself, for your game. And we make sure this bundle will come to the other side, or to all involved players. And this is all you need to do to make your game multiplayable. And most of the convenience methods you don't need to use. It's only if you want to support a really rich multiplayer experience. So I hope that you like this framework, and we would like to hear feedback from game developers and gamers, what they want, what they think it's necessary for a multiplayer game on a mobile phone, what challenges they had, and what features they really want on something like that. So I would encourage you to not just ask questions, but like demand maybe features or ideas, or pitch anything in what you want. So I would like gladly to hear experience. Thank you.